Hellos and welcomes to this. I'm finally going to be able to do these every other week again. Yeah, long time no see. Mostly because I only do live streams or videos if it's convenient to me nowadays. Mostly because, well, I have now achieved a new calling in life, and that is drawing better. Well, I did do a live stream like a week and a half ago, or was it 2 weeks ago, so I've been alive, yes. And I've already stated like multiple times that this channel is just basically dead. So, I'm more on life support than alive, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Super virus is ruining everything. The only thing that the virus is doing right now, aside from not killing me, because Lord knows that'll make me happy, it is keeping me in my house, and so I have nothing else better to do than to better myself as an artist. And I must say, I'm getting gains. So how have you all been? And if you want to talk about the topic at hand, feel free, because I like to talk about this one. How is your commission? What you have it? You probably have a like. What was your commission? Because I don't remember. Unless you have a different username than you have on Discord. I don't remember doing commission. The only commission I have currently is one where I have to draw Sakura holding up a mountain. And to tell you the truth, oh, see, you have to say that, King. I don't know your YouTube username. You're doing your homework. Well, at least you have homework. My nieces aren't able to go to school. I've just been playing Animal Crossing and watching Dragon Ball Z. That's a good combo. I wish I liked Animal Crossing as much as the actual Animal Crossing fan base, because I, for the life of me, could not get into it. I don't know why. Even though it's the type of game for me that's all about that casual play, but I just can't play Animal Crossing. It's weird. Watching Promare. Did you see the Steven Universe finale? I have not, and have at the same time, because I was spoiled into exactly what happens with a particular Steven and a white diamond. I have seen that clip, but I haven't seen anything before or afterwards. And I see, apparently, yeah, I'm gonna watch that eventually. Don't expect it to be a reaction, because for Christ's sakes, I still have a copyright strike for some fucking reason. Dr. Stain, Soul Eater. I don't remember Dr. Stain's abilities, and plus, there's a lot more abilities in the manga that Soul Eater characters have, so I'm not entirely certain. But I'm gonna say Kakashi because I know him better. But it could be Dr. Stain for all I know. Hey, it's been a while. Sorry I haven't been in our live streams. I've been busy with my senior year. Hey, no, it's fine. I mean, I haven't had a live stream for like, technically a week and a half. But I haven't been doing live stream for literally over a month after the Sindel versus Black Canary fight. I only said I was going to be doing live streams on death battles I worked on. And finally, Gray vs. Esdeath, a battle I worked on, came out. And now I'm able to talk about it if you want. So, hey, you're not missing much or of anything. Oh, you've been spoiled? Technically, but here's the thing. I've been spoiled a lot. And since I'm no longer a reactor, quote unquote, I no longer care about spoilers. Because I used to be okay with spoilers as long as I get to watch it and enjoy it myself. But when I became a reactor, spoilers have become more and more like a thing I need to avoid, because if I know something, then it kind of takes away the experience of what the genuine reaction was supposed to be. But since that's no longer applied to me, I'm fine with seeing some spoilers. I no longer have to filter my YouTube anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. I guess that's a little bit of a weight off my back, because there are certain series that I'm happy not to be scared to look up online anymore. I have not seen. I just can't. I fell off of Steven Universe, lost interest. That goes for any long-running show or shows in general. Some people said Gray got robbed. I can see what they mean, as only if you take a lot of things in the same context of what is given. Because the whole eating ice thing, Okay, there are a lot of no limits fallacies in these two characters, and it's like, which no limit fallacy have we seen more of, and what can you take? Can you say Gray can eat every single thing that Esdeath can throw at him, even though Esdeath has been lowballed to have so much magical potential outright? Has there ever been a moment where Gray just ate a F ton of ice so much that it doesn't even matter? I don't know, because as much as I hate Fairy Tail, and do everything in my power to not remember my experience with that series, I will agree, yeah, that I want to represent the character properly. I'm not one to argue whether or not Gray has officially been robbed or not. I say watch the Q&A to see if that holds you over into what answers we had. But all in all, if I had to say, the one thing that I agree is that Esdeath can beat Gray without using ice magic. That's like the main thing they really need to emphasize. Esdeath's abilities are like goddamn god tier, able to match Tatsumi in his most powerful form, hand-to-hand combat, and Tatsumi just punched the fuck out of the giant mech thing, that name escapes me, and she can match him equally. And that alone means that she can just take on Gray with physical combat and no ice alone. So, and Esdeath's not stupid. If she sees him eating her ice and gaining power from it, she's not gonna just keep throwing ice at him. The animation is not supposed to be really indicative of how the fight would actually go. We're just trying to put everything that looks cool on screen and see if you like it. But, what do I know? You said they changed the dialogue? Yeah. The script went through a lot of different changes. When I first got the script, at the end of the fight, it was supposed to be Esdeath creating her ice armor versus Gray using his most powerful attack, well, quote-unquote his most powerful attack, where he summons a bunch of ice weapons and then, like, bombards her. I saw that and I'm like, that's gonna be fun to animate. And then when I got halfway through the script, it changed on me, and they changed the ending into what you see now with the lost ice shell and her throwing her arm to kill him and stuff. And there was a lot of things with that, and the dialogue kept changing. Like in the beginning, they kind of had it so that Esdeath was actually fell for Gray. When Gray takes off his shirt, she actually gets flustered and tries to say, no, Tatsumi's the only one for me. But me and the rest of the guys, the animation team, Zach and Lewis and Kid, we all said Esdeath only has eyes for Tatsumi. Just because Gray kind of has like Tatsumi traits, Esdeath isn't gonna fall for it. She's if anything, she's gonna get pissed off that he actually tried. So yeah. Well, did I say Gray becomes a Dragon Slayer? I don't remember saying that. I don't know why you're saying it like that, Nika. I don't know if you're correcting someone else, because I have not been reading the comments since I've been going on this little tangent. Hold on. Same thing happened to me with Adventure Time, just lost interest. Same to me, actually. I actually still have not watched the last full season of Adventure Time. I think I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Adventure Time. I thought eating your element to gain more power was a Dragon Slayer thing. Oh, okay, you were answering someone else. My bad, man. You're gonna say, did Gray become Dragon Slayer like Natsu? Yeah, Demon Slayer, Dragon Slayer, there's a lot of different things in Fairy Tail. But the Demon Slayer that is Gray is that he think Pokemon where he is like quad effective against demon characters when using his abilities, which is a common one of the misconceptions in the actual fight, where Esdeath isn't a demon, and she's a person with demon-like qualities, which doesn't count. Yeah, it's very convoluted. The one thing that kind of took me out of Fairy Tail was not only the Urza destroying Meteor Feet. No, I pretty much dropped Fairy Tail after the whole. I created an ability that will obliterate you from all known conception. What? You tanked it? How? Friendship. Oh, jeez. Are you still working on the death battle even during the whole world going on lockdown? I will say, I think I'm allowed to say that production on my end in forms of death battles are through for right now. I'm not going to be picking up more death battles until like late next month. Right now, I'm working on another series that's coming out later on this year. So to answer that, if I'm still working, yes. Because thanks to my job, I was able to gain money. And with that money, I was able to buy equipment. Like, as you're seeing right now, I have my own personal computer that I posted up on my community tab, and my own Cintiq. And my own drawing tablet. Not Cintiq. My own drawing tablet. With these two things combined, I can work from home. So now that I'm working from home, yes, I'm still making money. I'm still working. I'm still able to work in the safety and confines of my own home. So, yeah, basically. Just not working on death battles right now. Fairy tales convoluted. I'm here. Hello, Infinite. Happy to see you here. Hold up. Goro vs. Machamp. Why is that happening? Many different reasons. One, actually heavily requested. Whether or not that was jokingly heavily requested or not, it's something that was heavily requested. Two, if you really think about it, instead of looking at the obvious outcome, if you really look at things, the obvious outcome, looking past that, think of the fight. Think of the fight in general, because we, as a company of Death Battle, tries to give good fights. And we find a fight between two four-armed characters to be interesting. And to tell you the truth, while working on this fight, and this is another fight I worked on, so expect another live stream once it comes out. This fight is my second favorite fight in the entirety of the season right now, because of how fun it is. It is a fun fight. I think when I make the live stream and you did not have a modicum of fun watching that fight, I will eat my own hat. First thing to buy one, because while that fight is definitely something that, yeah, come on, why this fight of all things? It's a fun fight. It's for the fun of it. Because I remember back in the day where Death Battle used to have a lot of fun fights. A fight just to have fun with, instead of just trying to be like, this is a serious matter if we're trying to find the actual thing. No, this is for fun. We're just trying to have fun with this one. And since it's a 3D fight, yes, it is well worth your time watching. Trust me. And I'm not just saying that as a worker. I would tell you if something sucks outright. I'm not a fucking shill. I will tell you. I'm telling you, this is a fun fight. And it's not because I worked on it either. I worked with what I got. Goro is a character from Mortal Kombat. He is the four-armed dude. Is Gray's ice more powerful than Esdeath since it's purple? Because in anime, if something looks special, it means it's stronger. That's a nice way to put it. I mean, look at Sasuke. It's like blue Chidori, purple Chidori, black Chidori. It's like, yeah, I get it. I get you, but no. It's really just relatively the same, if not Esdeath is actually more powerful. Because she has outputted a lot more impact force with her ice than I've seen Gray do to anyone. You did a great job on Gray versus Esdeath. I thank you. Zach, what I like about Zach, Lewis, and Kid, the three animators who really worked on the fight. What I like about these guys is that they take my boards, and I get surprised every single time they kind of follow it to a T, because before storyboards were a thing, they just kind of did their own thing. And as you see through multiple death battles, that they know how to make their own shit. So since they know how to make their own shit, I only take my stuff as mainly guidelines. And so if you want to go off the deep end, you don't find my choreography, my fighting between the characters interesting, you clearly have your own creative mindset to go through. And I thoroughly expect that through multiple battles. But seeing them actually take it, because if you look in the background, where Esdeath is smacking her into the ice wall she creates to stop herself after getting hit with the ice cannon from Gray, if you look in the background, you see the clones going at each other. And I put in a joke where one of the Gray clones RKOs one of the ice cavalry guys, because I thought that was funny. There's dust. There's ice fog everywhere. It'd be funny if one of the clones just nowhere, and Zach did it. And he actually did it. I was surprised. I'm like, you're my favorite person. He's like, I had to do it. This was fun. And it's like, I love how we pretty much synergize, and how my ideas actually do portray and actually go onto the screen. I'm always proud of that, at the very least. So my job of making things look the way it does, as long as it looks entertaining, I think I did my job correctly. If I took you out of something, like something didn't make any much sense, like placing wise, that's my fault, and I apologize. This is a very fun job. Does Machamp have access to Dynamax? No. Do you know how Dynamax work? Dynamax only works if the Pokemon is near a Dynamax, like, point where the Dynamax energy is prevalent. And that is so unlikely to happen in this fight, it's not a factor. It can't be a factor. And if he needs to Dynamax in another... Even if he had a trainer, he still probably can't Dynamax because the Death Battle is no prep time. They meet each other in a random circumstance, and that's it. And the plausibility of Machamp fighting Goro in a Dynamax-centric location that's nowhere in Galar, which only appears in Galar, by the way. No, it is a very specific power-up that we cannot simply give Goro. He does not have access to Dynamax. I can just tell you that one outright. Yeah, gonna limit Machamp to 4 moves. That would be dumb. I will say this much. I think I made a mistake. In the boards, I think I may have made a mistake. Because I was in one of the parts in the script where I get to do my own freestyle choreography back and forth between the two. Like, okay, this is how he's gonna punch, this is how he's gonna kick, this is what Machamp's gonna do. I believe I may have made a mistake. Hopefully you won't notice. I'll just say that I did to admit it, but I won't say what it is. How's that? And if you find it, tell me in the next live stream. Because, no. I wasn't present in your other live streams, so you're gonna have to fill me in on what your number one favorite fight. My number one favorite fight, like, of all time in Death Battle, probably goes to, like, right now, Might Guy versus All Might for the animation and the fact that I worked on it, and it looks really, really, really good. As for this season so far, even though it's not released yet, I have to say Goro versus Machamp. Right now. But you have to see it to understand why I like it. Do I prefer Ojikochi versus Esdeath? Yeah. There was a lot of contenders for Esdeath and Gray. Honestly, the next Death Battle looks fun. Honestly, I'm surprised Goro vs. Machamp wasn't done a long time ago. I believe there was a consensus to do it a long time ago, but it just kind of didn't. And now this is that moment. And I believe kind of sort of they wanted to do it at the 3D fight because it will be way more interesting than a 2D sprite-based fight kind of deal. And I'm really happy they decided to make a 3D fight because it's a lot better. And it was my second, or was it my third 3D fight that I ever worked on in Death Battle. It wasn't until I get to my 4th 3D fight. I forget which episode that is. But until I got to that 3D fight is where I got used to 3D space, pretty much. So the fights are way more dynamic, and you see characters utilize 3D space a lot more. Because if you got a guy like me who's so used to drawing on a 2D plane against 2D sprite pictures, you're gonna have some problems with me with a 3D plane. With those limitations now, that you now just gave me another axis to work with. What about G moves? G moves? You mean Gigantamax moves? He can't use them unless he's Gigantamax in something he cannot do on his own. He does not have... This is a wild Machamp. The only times we ever do trainer-like things is when we actually give them the trainer, like in Agumon versus Charizard. It wasn't just a random Charizard versus a random Agumon. It was Ty's Agumon versus Red's Charizard. So Red had access to Mega Evolution with the Charizard. But when we do Pokemon by themselves, it's just a level 100, straight stat, random encounter with a level 100 Pokemon. I was surprised to learn that there are anime characters who can cover a whole continent. Yep, there are a lot of those apparently, actually. I know a guy who can knock on a planet and make it shake. Is Silver stronger than Gray? Silver? The Hedgehog? I'm sorry, you gotta be very specific with me. Champ, after rereading the crazy things it does in every Dex entry. Yep. And we have yet to actually find, like, yeah. I always make time for Death Battle. Well, Machamp kind of needs a trainer because wild Machamps don't exist because Machoke only evolves through trading. So wild Machamps were probably released for being too weak. Sorry for overthinking. You do know that a wild Machamp can be a wild Machamp if I gain a Machamp and release it, right? That's really sad. Thanks, man. You made me sad thinking like that. It's like, oh, there are no wild Machamps. You can only get them if you release it, and it was too weak. What if I released it because it was too strong? Maybe I needed a challenge, man. You ever thought about that? now you just made me think of Bay/B. I call her Bay because it's a lot more fun to call her that. Being like, you're not as strong as a Machamp I thought you were, and then releases it. It's like, oh no, Machamp is one of my favorite Pokemon. Oh no. Someone say something happy. What if Death Battle did Goku versus Superman 3? Would you want to work on it? Yeah, and so I can have Superman kill Goku in a very creative way. Because I found the other way to be too, I get it. He just kind of fry his brain. I had a way better way to kill Goku. Triple type battle between Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 protagonists. See, here's the thing about that fight. It could go one of three ways. Door-kun becomes a door and traps Persona 5's main character in that door, thus also killing, quote-unquote, Persona 3 main character. And when he does that, the only winner left is Persona 4 main character. Or they kill the Persona 4 main character because you ain't got nothing on Akira on Akira and Minato. Minato would murk. I'm sorry, you're one of my favorites, but you got nothing on power with these two. Would murk the two, and then the same thing would happen. The only way the Persona 3 character can beat the Persona 5 main character's Centennial persona is by doing what he did at the end of his game and becoming a door, which would lead to no victor. Or we can just say that Centennial is so powerful, and since it shot God in the face, it can counter Minato's ability to do that. So Minato could win, because Minato would lose, and Akira would win, because technically, on a real technical sense, Akira is the only character that's really freaking demon powerful. Goes into a den or a power spot, a wild Machamp can Gigantamax. What are the odds of Machamp finding one of those things randomly? Tell me. Everyone's saying this like it's like a thing we could just do. It's just a thing they just do. It is a random occurrence. It was an accident that all that happened. G moves. No, they weren't. Those were Z moves. Gigantamax moves and Z moves are two different things, and you can't use a Z move without a trainer to do the stupid dance thing with. So you can't use those either. Why are people trying to make this more of a stomp? Why? Why do you want that? Why can't it just be two dudes duking it out with 4 arms? Have you guys been playing Sword and Shield? There are a wild Machamp. I do remember. Is there a wild Machamp? I don't remember. I thought it was just a wild Macho. Hello. Will they take a female Machamp for a girl versus Machamp? I don't know. I don't know what gender the thing is since they look almost exactly the same last time I checked. Who would win in a fight? All Might or DC most powerful villain Doomsday? Doomsday. Because if you take Doomsday at its peak, considering that Doomsday is a living construct, All Might ain't got nothing on Doomsday. Living concept. My fault. He's a living concept of tyranny. Those aren't G moves or Z moves. They can only be used with trainer's aid. Honestly, I'm seeing them do what they did with the Gen 1 starters. Give Machamp a truckload of rare candies. That's why I said that's why I said earlier in the stream. That's pretty much what we're implying. It's just a random Machamp. Released or not, it is a random Machamp that just has nothing but only the base stats that you get from getting only rare candies. No perfect IV shit, none of that nonsense. And it knows moves that Machamp would know. When I asked if Silver was stronger than Gray, I meant Silver Filibuster, Gray's dad. Sorry for not being specific. Okay, Silver Filibuster. Hard to say. Again, it's been a long time since I watched Fairy Tail because I really stopped caring about that series. So when it comes to Silver Filibuster, I don't remember his mainline abilities compared to his son. I'm gonna say Gray because the newer generation needs to surpass the old generation. But that's the only thing that's the only thing I'm founding on. But I really don't know. I found it interesting that you just finished a death battle fight with a Mortal Kombat a few fights ago, and now you did another DB fight with a Mortal Kombat character. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, right. Doomsday, not Darkseid. I don't know why I was thinking of Darkseid. I always get the two confused. Why do I do that? Anyway, yeah, Doomsday still beats All Might because Doomsday is way more powerful than All Might. Same thing goes for Doomsday versus Overhaul. Overhaul has like an ability can really probably hurt Doomsday due to the whole the ability of his quirk, but since he can beat by a 100% full power Deku, I'm pretty sure that Doomsday has enough power to match that level of strength. My favorite kind of death battles are the ones where the two characters have different powers, fighting styles. It's a lot more fun than, oh, this guy has a sword and he has a fighter, another swordsman. I know what you mean, and I agree wholeheartedly. Instead of an ice versus ice fight, how about an ice versus fire fight? While again, it's playing to a trope. At least it's not two ice people trying to hit each other with their element of choice, and so on and so forth. Like, that's why I kind of don't like Weiss versus Mitsuru. I love the fight, don't get me wrong, but the concept of the fight is just like, okay, the reason why you have Weiss versus Mitsuru because Mitsuru's main ability is ice. And Weiss has ice, and her main drive is ice, even though she has other elements. Same goes for Mitsuru when it comes to abilities, like almighty damage and shit like that. And they both use rapiers to fight. Look at that. But here's the thing. The difference is night and day. Mitsuru is immune to literally all ice attacks. She just doesn't get hurt by ice. So how does that make it anywhere near fair for Weiss herself? So if she fought like a fire user, then it's who can beat their particular strongest element with their output alone and shit like that. And so on and so forth with other fucking examples I can come up with. But you know what I mean. I get what you mean, and I understand. And I wish I could say wholeheartedly that there are fights like that coming, but I can't really tell you. Hidden ability or just the standard? We picked one ability that would fit the fight best, but in the long run, the analysis is going to say, I'm pretty sure the analysis is going to say the ability doesn't really matter in the long run. We just use this particular ability to make it interesting for the fight itself. At least that's what I'm pretty sure. Because it's very random what a Machamp would have. And using a composite Machamp that has every ability it has would be kind of broken, considering that there are Machamps with no guard, making it so literally any attack that we have Machamp do cannot miss. And that would be very weird. One of Machamp's abilities is no guard. Oh, well, exactly, right here. Never misses and can't dodge. Could be interesting to take it into account. That's exactly what I said. I don't know if we would have done that. Maybe if I kept reading down the fucking line, I would see someone else has already brought that up. Again, we only used one ability. I will just tell you that much. We only used one ability. And it's not no guard, so. What long-running anime am I still watching? None, really. I don't really. None, I think. I don't really know. What about Kratos? Kratos would destroy All Might. Kratos would stand there and let All Might punch him 1,000 times, and then just destroy All Might. All right, look, All Might's strong, but the people you're putting him up against are just way stronger. Kratos beat like multiple titans, gods, and beat a guy who created an entire fourth dimensional time space. I don't think All Might can even measure up to that. I love my All Might, man, but stop putting him in unwinnable scenarios. What long running anime? I don't know. I know if I think there's probably one that I'm just going back into. It's not coming to me for some reason. Ozai, why is taking test your might a feat? Why is taking test your might as a feat allowed? Because you see the characters do it, and that's it. And considering that they have shown to be able to punch through walls and a whole bunch of other shit casually, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that if they focus their energy and destroy something, they could do it. And considering that, well, you have people who can do supernatural shit and defeat even Time Lords and fuck like that, it would be really stupid if they can't do the test your might stuff properly. But that's just me. Neo X Cross, what is your favorite character of My Little Pony? Derpy. I hope Machamp Special mentioned in... Hope the Machamp Special mentioned in Sun and Moon Dex entry appears. According to some Machamps, it's by nature is a protector. I jump into the stream and people talking about Machamp, what the heck is happening. Instead of talking about the current battle that I worked on, we're talking about the upcoming battle for some reason. That we're going to talk about when it comes out in another live stream. So I don't know why we're even on this topic right now, because you're actually trying to test my ability to make sure I don't say something that doesn't get me fired. Do you use the Machamp from Pokken Tournament? I'm going to say I don't know for that one. How about All Might versus animated series Superman? That's a better fight. A fight of which I can actually see All Might winning if it's just animated series Superman. But there are abilities and feats that I remember that Superman having that pretty much blows All Might still out of the water. And considering what you just said, yeah, you remember those abilities too. Hope the entries aren't taken into effect because the actual Pokemon never live up to their abilities. Name one time that they haven't. Name one time where they haven't. Please. I'm asking you this as a legitimate. Do that for me. Who is the strongest anime character you know? The strongest anime character I know? In forms of concept, Saitama. In forms of raw physical capability that cannot be matched on very specific circumstances on their own, would probably have to go with I know I had it in my head. I don't know why I forgot. Another character. Her chance belt is an inhibitor. I think All Might can either beat Hulk or Thor. You take your pick. I think All Might can either beat Hulk or Thor. Well, it depends on which Hulk you're talking about and which Thor you're talking about. If it's comic book Hulk and Thor, no, they destroy All Might, like, instantaneously, without even trying. All Might versus Whitebeard. Better fight. I think All Might can actually win that one. Only because Whitebeard, while his ability is broken as shit, broken because, broken, it's broken as shit, it does have limitations. However, if we're talking about peak, prime Whitebeard, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. What is your favorite episode of My Little Pony? Favorite episode is the last episode, to tell you the truth. So to move or something else, what were Esdeath other opponents? I do remember, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but instead of Weiss versus Mitsuru, it was supposed to be Weiss versus Esdeath because they both have rapiers, they both use ice, they can both summon ice armors, and they both can summon, like, ice units to help them in a battle. And they both have very good swordsmanship. And then you realize, oh shit, Esdeath can point at the sky and summon a giant storm. I don't see Weiss being able to take that. So there's that. Esdeath versus someone else. I forget. I think it was Asuna. Probably Asuna. I'm probably wrong about that one. But it's just battle of rapiers, pretty much. Again. Because there's something about people with ice and rapiers. It's supposed to act like a pick or something. Didn't you say Giorno? Right, Giorno Giovanna. See, that's the thing with me. Sometimes I'm so easy to read, and other times my brain just doesn't just come up with the fact. It's like the strongest anime character through concept is Saitama, and while the strongest character alone by himself generally is Giorno Giovanna. And if you want to count non-canon stuff / canon stuff, Dio over Dio Heaven Ascended Dio is the most powerful anime character that I can just come up with. But then you gotta go with Star Platinum over Heaven with Jotaro, because that beat that. So that Cargo's entry says it's hotter than the surface of the sun. The Dex entries are mostly memes in the Pokemon community. Who's to say that it isn't the surface of the sun? How do you know it isn't the surface of the sun? It is existing, and it is hot, and it's not doing anything, so I don't see how that is the case. You gotta put in Pokemon logic, man. How do you know that it's not the surface of the sun hot? Have they ever said that it's not that? Just because you call it memes does not make it so it's not memes. So far, there has been no contradictory statement in the anime or otherwise that it is not the surface of the sun. To bring One Piece back, I think Escanor versus Whitebeard could work. One Piece is still going on, but Edward Nugget died, so new stuff. Yeah, it's sad that occurred. The thing is, I did put in the Slack channel of Death Battle Ideas, Escanor versus Whitebeard. I want that fight, like, a lot. So yes, I do want that fight. Yo, Steven has a therapist now. Hilarious. Old Whitebeard lose, Prime Whitebeard, however, stumps. Yes. Honestly, I've been heard Esdeath compared to Winter. Really? Winter? What the fucking Winter do? Compared to what Esdeath has done. It's like the main thing you have to take into account when taking up these characters is the fact that Esdeath can fucking pause time. So, well, not pause, my fault. Freeze time. Literally, you have to say freeze time. She freezes time. But whatever. I heard Hades Saint Seiya is pretty broken. Yeah, most of the Seiyas are pretty broken. Most of them are pretty broken. Not just Hades. I petted Marcargo in anime and my hand burned instantly. So he is the surface of the sun. Done. The Pokemon world hasn't melted from millions of Marcargos living there. How do you know that the Pokemon world works differently than our world? How do you know that? How do you not know that? How do you know? Because if there are Marcargos running around and the world isn't melted from all the Marcargos running around, that means the Earth is a lot different and works differently. Like how in Dragon Ball, you can blow up the moon and no negative side effects happen with the tides and shit. So that means their Earth and their general structure of reality works different from ours because it's an anime. It has its own logic. It has its own rules. It's not our world logic. It's theirs. Like how you have a 10-year-old kid who can jump 55 feet in the air casually by himself, and he's got games for days, can throw logs and pick up a 2,000 pound little piece of shrimp thing. The Pokemon world is not like our own, all right? The Pokemon world has different standards and rules. You have the wild area that has an ecosystem that is so weird, yet it exists in its own plane right there. The Pokemon world is not our own. So the Magcargo thing still holds up because it could just be explained away with everything else that's explained away in the Pokemon universe. Look, the power levels are bullshit meme. Even though, again, you have yet to be disproven on any of their abilities. Would do Discord versus Bill Cypher. That would be an interesting fight since the power they both have is reality alteration. Just one uses more a child-friendly way. The only problem with the one using it in a more child-friendly way is that it's way more likely, live in a balance, keeping Makarga from destroying everything. That makes sense. You have a person who literally creates land masses, so hey, it's very plausible that it's the simple balance of how Rayquaza, Groudon, and Kyogre tend to the seas and man everything. More anyway. Is it easy to determine how much powerful Whitebeard is in his prime as All Might in his prime? Is it a little bit, considering what you got in the manga? If you really just read the manga, you can get a better gauge of how good Whitebeard was in his prime. A very old and weak Whitebeard could grasp the air and approach it before it collapse. I watched One Piece a long time, maybe not accurate. No, you're right. No, you're right. That's the whole thing about Whitebeard. He was stated, this is a statement, but he was stated to have a devil fruit that could pretty much destroy the planet if used incorrectly. And I could see why. He's literally cracking reality. So Natsu wins, Urza loses, Gray loses, and Lucy, good luck. Do you think All Might can beat Monkey D. Luffy or Naruto? No, Naruto, he would stomp All Might. Luffy, even at this point, yeah, probably would beat All Might too. I would say that All Might has an easier time trying to beat Luffy than he would have beating Naruto right now. Thinking about it, Primal Groudon weighs as much as Cosmo. So in theory, Ash should be able to lift Primal Groudon. Yes, that is very much true. He probably could. You're not sure about Naruto. Gonna say no on Naruto. Yeah, All Might probably Luffy. He has a better chance fighting Luffy. Luffy is a very versatile fuck. Plus, All Might's main ability is bludgeoning damage, brute force with impact force, which Luffy has a resistance to, being made of rubber and all that. So unless he's gonna pull some like weird slicing shit out of his ass, All Might doesn't have any of Luffy's mainline weaknesses. And plus, he has Armament Haki that can buff his defenses pretty much to tank even more damage from All Might. But it's still a good fight. I can still see All Might winning if playing his cards correctly. But Naruto, he has way too many abilities, hacks, and just overall versatility to beat All Might. The burp was, that burp was building level. No, just kidding. They say Ash versus Lucy, but what about James versus Lucy? James? Interesting pick. So who do you think Lucy will go up against? People want her to go up against Ash and like his most powerful group. Like, of course, Pikachu, Charizard, maybe Ash Greninja, possibly Gudra. He got a Gengar recently, and those shits are pretty powerful. Does he also have a Dragonite? All I do know is the fucking anime Ash right now is stacked to shit. Like, he is way more powerful than any other iteration in the earlier season, no less. In the earlier parts of the episodes. Jesus Christ. Luffy versus Benel sounds like a fun fight. Even though Luffy would win, yeah, it does sound like a fun fight. Super Skull. Mo. I have no idea who Super Skull even is. Roblox oof meme versus Creeper aw man meme. Luffy has no problems beating Spinel. Like, literally no problems. Yes, it's like he has a Dragonite, Mr. Mime, Pikachu, and now a Gengar. This dude. What the fuck, Ash? Oh my god. Why aren't you always like this? Oh, Super Scroll? Oh, Super Scroll. Still don't know much about the scrolls, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Dragonite and Gengar, those two alone can sweep teams. Yeah. It's hilarious. Yeah, Ash would be a pain to bring in, but if we bring him in, I'm almost entirely certain anyone we put him up against, he's probably going to beat them. because we're gonna look at it on face value. Because I'm still an advocate to this day. If we used Ash instead of Red versus the Agumon versus Tai fight, it would have been a more likely scenario for Ash to win that fight than Red. Leon said to Ash to be the world champion, so a team like this is very much needed. I know. I'm well aware of the fact. It's just, it took way too long for this to be the case. As a guy who's been watching Pokemon ever since the very beginning of Generation 1, and having to see Ash fail constantly over and over and over again, even though he should have won in the 4th generation and, in my personal opinion, the 6th generation. And then he finally wins in the 7th generation. And now you're making him the competent, true line. He is a champion-based trainer that I was expecting him to be in Generation 3 of the anime. For Christ's sakes, you're making it like it was this easy. Why did you make it so hard before? Fuck. Dragon versus Pikachu. It's funny that Ash has fully evolved Pokemon early in the series. It's like, you gave him a Rowlet that could take on a Decidueye. Where is this writing now? Fuck. All Might can't beat Naruto, but I do believe he can beat Sakura. Yeah. Possibly, yes. Yes, I believe that too. Yugi has no ways to fight with his monsters. Atem can and he can bring them to life. Atem, yeah. It would have to use Atem if we're gonna bring Yugi into a match. So technically, it would just be an Atem versus someone fight. I don't know. It sounds like a joke, but I think it'd be interesting. Moana, Maui versus Disney Hercules. Maui versus Hercules. I went into a debate about this in Discord not too long ago, saying that their abilities are pretty much relative to each other in a way. But it's likely that Hercules can win because his overall output and strength is very casual, while Maui's is very specifically handled thanks to his abilities with his hook. Since there's more of a crux to Maui, it's more likely he's going to lose against Hercules. I'm hoping Ash hatches a shiny that would make a friend. I'm very mad. Don't know if Ash can fight, but I'll admit he is durable. Ash can fight. He can ramp. He can charge. He can tackle. He can do that sort of thing. But yeah, he's durable as fuck. As you can see when he tanked a fuck ton of hyper beams twice before dying and then coming back. All Might versus Beware. Now that's a fight. Shield Hero, Newfoundland versus Link. Zelda. Link would probably beat Shield Hero. Shield Hero is very versatile, but Link is just broken. If only Atem did that for Cell. Ash versus Luffy. Ash versus Luffy. It makes way more sense than it seems to be. Both are on ways to getting friends that are in a crew. Both have a dream and take hundreds of episodes to accomplish. Both look similar. I don't really think that's really on the grounds of having them fight each other, but sure, that's okay logic for me. Why can All Might beat Sakura? All Might can possibly beat Sakura. We're talking about Prime All Might. Prime All Might is like almost continental. Almost continental, casually. While the only thing that All Might has to contend with is Sakura's ability to heal herself. But we're comparing her to her previous fight when she was the oldest, being when she fought Shin Uchiha. And that fight ain't shit compared to what All Might can dish out. So I'm going off with All Might. Well, Yugi can fight with his monsters in Jump Force. That's Jump Force! We're not using game logic! All Might hits harder than Sakura. A death battle with Sakura will be fun just to see the rundown. Yeah, considering that we got Sasuke, Naruto, waiting on Kakashi fight, sooner or later we'll probably get that. Maybe, hopefully, soon we get that fight. And a Sakura fight. We need all of Team 7 to get a death battle sooner or later. Ash even barely survived space. Even barely survived space in the black and white movie. Ash is a monster. First Isles is attempt fighting in Jump Force. Danny Phantom versus Generator X. Danny Phantom versus Generator X. I'm gonna go with Danny mainly because there's nothing Generator X can really do to hurt him. That's about it. I saw a screenshot where Ash was throwing a big wooden log and that kid was lifting. Yep. Ash got gains. Ash is able to jump stories in the sky. Just casually. Just jump all the way over there and not even care. Jump through trees with his with Rukia and all of them. He is so acrobatic and strong. He could kick your ass, and he's only 10. Just shows up with a Pokemon army. Now I'm just thinking I'm James through a tentacruel. Tentacruel. Danny Phantom versus Miro Togata. Mirio. Okay, Mirio and versus Danny. Again, just because Mirio has like true Obito levels of I can just all over the place, both intentional warriors, I get it. But Danny is still a ghost. So again, there's no real way for Lemillion to actually beat him. Bill Cipher is one of the most complicated characters ever. There is Bill versus CO video about 30 minutes long. It shows how difficult this can get. It's understandable we still haven't gotten him yet. And not only that example, then you're telling us to put him up against another character with similar abilities, and then we have to come up with how they would fight each other in a no holds barred fight to the death. Yes, there's a reason why Bill versus Discord isn't a thing yet. And probably won't be a thing for a while. It's hard to fight Danny. Danny basically only loses to other ghosts or anti-ghost weapons. Yeah, you gotta find someone who actively has abilities that can beat the Incorporeal. All Might wouldn't be able to defeat Saitama. No, Saitama would one punch All Might into the stratosphere if he felt like it. Wasn't Danny originally going to go against Ben, but they found it too awkward to do? I don't remember hearing that, but if you heard it somewhere, that's probably the case, maybe. Lord Twigo versus Shaggy. Dude, we can't put two gods together? We can barely do Discord versus fucking Bill Cipher. How can we even handle such levels of immensity? Lord Twigo is like hyperdimensional, casually, while Shaggy, do I even have to explain Shaggy's like level of convoluted nature? He breaks all concepts. That's something we're going to really put on the back burner. Probably a next season finale, at least. Ash Ketchum is basically a pro athlete, where are the fangirls screaming, Kia? I don't know. It's just that he's not that type of character. Are you for another Bleach character? Sakura versus Rukia. Sakura versus Rukia. I don't think Sakura can fight Rukia because Death Battle takes shit literally. So if Sakura has not shown the ability to be able to fight the Incorporeal and people who are invisible, basically. Like how Naruto can sense them and how Sasuke can literally see them. Sakura has no real way of actually seeing Rukia. And Rukia's abilities far outclass Sakura's in a lot of ways. I think she's faster, and her absolute zero technique would pretty much one-shot Sakura. Kenpachi versus Zoro. That's a good fight. I can actually see that fight being a really legitimately good fight. Or Akuma. Byakuya versus Aizawa. Byakuya is pretty broken. Aizen versus Madara. If we're ever going to do any Bleach character versus Naruto character fight again, it's definitely going to be Aizen versus Madara. And the thing about Aizen versus Madara is that it is so fucking hard to do that fight. Danny versus Luigi. It's a funny fight. Yeah. Luigi has an anti-ghost weapon, so maybe. But has he fought a ghost comparable to Danny? Because then it's a no-limits fallacy to say that his ghost-sucking ability is able to suck up Danny with his immense power and ability. And if things get too out of hand, he could just simply go regular person to get out of the sucking hold. Because I'm pretty sure that vacuum can actually suck in actual people. His vacuum got that good suck, but not that good suck. Ever heard of 5 Years Later? It's a fan comic. Yes, I have. I know Core, the artist. Well, I don't know him personally, but I've known him due to the scaling, and after watching Ben 10 vs. Green Lantern, I got to really see what he liked about that fight, or lack thereof. Beerus is coming this season. Is Bill versus Beerus in just your eyes a thing? In my eyes a thing? Sure. But that's about it. That's all I can say. Danny versus Luigi would be very interesting since Luigi hunts ghosts and Danny is a ghost. But he is a very powerful ghost. Like, extremely powerful ghost. I don't know how powerful King Boo is, but if he's not as powerful as Danny, there's no way that Luigi is going to win. Shaggy is lowering his power level because he's Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe before it could begin. You gave me an idea. Danny versus any Soul Reaper from Bleach. Sure, make sure you pick a weaker one. I point to Sakura fight against Kaido. Kaido? Like Kaido. Like Kaido, the dragon Kaido, the god Kaido, the man, the myth, the legend, the Wano, Kaido. No, Kaido would murk Sakura. Or are you talking... hold on. Oh, no, that's Kido. My fault. I point to Sakura fight against Kido. But she never... What? Hold on, you gotta rephrase that, King. What are you talking about? I thought you said Kaido, but no, it's actually pronounced Kido, which is a Bleach thing. I'm confused. King Boo versus Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. You know what? I actually like that fight. Sakura from Naruto versus Aqua from Konosuba. Useless versus useless. Well, here's the thing about useless versus useless. One useless is actually more useful than the other useless. And considering that Sakura would beat Aqua simply because Aqua has no real ability to hurt Sakura, Aqua's main usefulness comes from the fact that she can exercise anything evil with her goddess purification, and has beaten and has shown feats of incredible power and versatility against these creatures. Sakura is alive, so yeah, she would have no means of beating Sakura. Because being useless means that you're useless in this type of scenario, but these characters can be very useful in particular scenarios. Aqua isn't useless, she's just useless if it isn't dead. Disney versus Danny Phantom versus Pac-Man, and Kaido versus Jake Long. Now we're talking about actual Kaido, like One Piece Kaido. One Piece Kaido would literally eat Jake, like, I'm not fucking around. Danny Phantom versus Pac-Man, however, considering that Pac-Man has shown incredible feats of strength, that is actually a fight. Okay, last one for All Might because I'm running out of ideas. And most of these fights for All Might have just been stumps. I think All Might can beat JoJo, but not Giorno Giovanna. Okay, when you say JoJo, there's like 7. And since you said not Giorno, 6. So are you talking like Jonathan Joestar, Joseph Joestar, Jotaro Kujo, Josuke Hashikata 2, Johnny Joestar, or Jolene Kujo? Because there is a different outcome for each combatant. Have you seen the Shag and Scoob comic? It's basically a shonen where classic cartoon with this anime power. It's pretty good art too. Might give it a watch. What's up, FKC10? Bro, Pac-Man eats Danny and Kaido eats Jake. Yes, pretty much. I'm like, tell you the truth, yeah, Pac-Man's pretty fucking strong. Weirdly enough, You can find feats that are fucking stupid for Pac-Man to actually be able to eat Danny properly. And Kaido, yeah, he would literally eat Jake. He would literally eat Jake. Kido took a drug that gave him full nine-tailed clothes. Ah, right. Look, again, I have not read her novel. Yes. All right. Got the full nine-tailed cloak, and Sakura beat him. Now, how does that equate to the fact that the nine-tailed cloak is an amp and not a set power increase? And what I mean by that is, if you give a infant the nine-tailed chakra cloak, you're not gonna see him blowing up mountains and shit. You're gonna see him probably blow up a building at best. While this guy, he was strong, but how strong is he with the cloak? What's his biggest feat? And besides, I think All Might can handle a guy with a nine-tailed cloak too. It's not that hard. I mean, we've seen other lower tier characters take on those type of characters like Darui. Just some random guy on the street named Joe versus random Elvis impersonator. I think a random Elvis impersonator can actually take on Joe. Because most Joes I know are pretty strong, but they usually like Elvis, so they might actually, stumble in a fight against an impersonator. Didn't Pac-Man turn into a planet at some point? I think he did, which is why I believe Pac-Man is stupid. Kyoto versus the main character from Free? Hold on. I don't know this person, so I cannot say. He literally eats ghosts. Forgot her name. Sorry. I'm talking about All Might can beat Jonathan Joestar. Yeah, he can beat Jonathan. I mean, a lot of people can beat Jonathan. It's not hard. He's a peak human level character, and his main ability is something that doesn't affect All Might in the slightest. You can pick almost anyone, and they can beat Jonathan Joestar. Though I'm not saying that he's weak. He's just not All Might level. That just came from Soul Eater. Can you bring Kirito in so I can make it AMV? I don't know. Sooner or later we might do it. Morgana versus Joseph. Morgana versus... which Morgana? There are so many Morganas in my head. Kirito versus Zitz from Battletoads. Do not know him. That was the Ghostly Adventure Pac-Man who became a planet. Johnny Bravo versus Space Dandy. Ooh, that's actually a good fight. But Johnny Bravo would destroy Space Dandy. Like, no diff. Destroying Space Dandy. Johnny Bravo is overpowered. I summon my trap card. Big, fat plot armor. Neo, Ruby versus Neo, Toriko. Who's more scary looking? Well, I have to go with Neo from Toriko because I find Neo from Ruby to be just adorable. So, that's my opinion. Because, have you seen Neo from Toriko? He looks like a horror terror given form. Jesus. Link versus the main protagonist from Dragon Quest series. Which Dragon Quest series? There are like over 8 right now, I think. And again, different outcomes for different characters you're gonna use. Zeno Goku versus the Patroller. Considering that they're comparable to each other, it's very likely that the Goku could win, but it's also very likely that the Patroller could win. Morgana from Persona. Okay, I was thinking of the cat. That was the first one, but I also know Morgana from something else that would make a little bit more sense. But so what was his opponent? I'm sorry, forgot. Morgana versus Joseph. Morgana would probably beat Joseph, more than likely. Yeah, more than likely beat Joseph. Steve Harvey versus Chuck Hanks. Family Feud versus Cars. Don't know. Steven versus Salem. Salem would probably eat Steven. Johnny Bravo versus All Might. Johnny Bravo actually probably has a good chance of beating All Might. Hold on, let me check. Because I remember some fucking broken ass abilities. I need to be absolutely certain. Nope. All Might will win. Wait. Actually, probably not. Nope, I think actually Johnny has a better chance of winning than I thought. Nope, Johnny. I'm going for Johnny. 11. Last time I checked, it was at least 11. Giving Kido the power to generate black and white chakra and thus create powerful tailed beast balls. Able to perfectly balance the 8-to-2 ratio required form of the technique. Okay. Neat. I don't see how that's an instant victory for her, then. At a third, Neo. Neo for the Matrix. Neo for the Matrix should win. Check Steve Harvey. Digimon protagonist battle royale. That would be very difficult, but I wouldn't put it past us for doing it one day. While nowhere near as powerful as that of a true Jinchuriki of Tail Beast, Kaido Tail Beast, ball provided him a sufficient amount of firepower above that of most ninja. Okay, cool. I don't see how that makes it so that I can see literally. It's weird, but I can see All Might punching away a beast ball. I can see him do it. versus Hamtaro. Arale versus Bugs Bunny. I think Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny beats Arale. Now that I'm doing with All Might, I'll be moving on to Deku. Now that I'm done with All Might, move on to Deku. Awesome. Peter Griffin won't come in, but goes the same for Stewie. I don't know. Maybe. Roman Torchwick versus Jack Sparrow. Roman. Mainly because he has, actually, what is Jack's arsenal? Poor Vriska. Alright. Jack Sparrow. The Blue Water Chuck from Fairy Tail versus Lapis. Lapis. Chick from Lapis. She may be immune to water attacks, but she isn't immune to space. And no, just like Gray, she isn't immune. She has a resistance. There's a huge difference. Brogaster, Sans, and Papyrus versus Betty. Considering that Betty can murk most characters on her own, just with her sheer abilities at her peak, I'm pretty sure Betty wins. Spider-Man versus... Aang versus Lapis. Harder to say, but... Lapis. Because, okay, let's see here. Yeah, Lapis. Definitely Lapis. Go. Katara? Don't know Alpha. Spider-Man versus coronavirus. It's very hard to say, considering that Spider-Man has been shown to be... versus Katara. Aqualad versus Katara. I don't know comic Aqualad, so I can't say. Oh, I'm sorry. That one. Can Deku beat Natsu or Tenshiro? Not Natsu. I'm not sure about Tenshiro. How are you feeling? I'm fine. No coronavirus yet. Whoever has no chance. Going back to Gray versus Esdeath. Who do you like more out of the two? Esdeath. While I will say Gray was not an annoying character for me in Fairy Tail when I watched it, Esdeath is just way more fun to watch. Overall, when I was watching Agame ga Kill. So, there's that. In my boards, I did everything in my power to give her the best faces I possibly could give a character. Because she was just that fun. How to earn Esdeath loves. Be Tatsumi. Done. Spider-Man versus Blue Ranger? I don't know. Who do you think would be fun to put against Courage from Courage the Cowardly Dog? I don't know, but I do want to put him in one day. Crazy bitches are always fun to watch. I know. So there you go. I'd rather watch a crazy demon lady than a male stripper. Let's say that. Then again, there's nothing wrong with watching male strippers. The blue one, Scooby-Doo. I see you haven't seen Cammy's new video. I'm gonna tell her. I did see that she posted it, but I have not seen the actual video itself, mostly because I promised I would do this live stream before doing anything else. So, you go ahead and tell her. We haven't spoken in a while. Hopefully she's doing okay. And make a A-Force versus Tatsumi, YouTube versus Agami got killed. No. Male strippers are called gigolos, pronounced juggalos. No. No. I like calling them male strippers because it's more fun. Scar versus Overhaul, since they basically have the same power of destruction, deconstruction in one hand and reconstruction in the other hand. I think Overhaul wins, but still a fun fight. The beard looking chill, bro. Thanks. I have not been trying to grow it, but it just has. These pretty nice chance, you know. Deku can take on Edward Elric, but can he take on Luffy? No. No. He can probably beat Edward. That's very plausible. But Luffy would beat Deku right now. Ever gonna do a Comrade death battle? Even if I did know, I can't tell you. Luffy versus Rayman. What? Wait. What? Rayman would rape Luffy. Yep. Rayman would rape Luffy. Like, no diff. Okay, yeah. I knew before I had to say anything, I had to check one thing. I checked it. Yeah, Luffy has no chance. Rayman would destroy Luffy. Like, no different. Rayman wins. Rayman destroys. Just obliterates. Clap. It's a clap. Okay, this is the one for very clear. It's not. Cammy's writing versus our feelings. Ah, damn it, we're fucked. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that correction. Juggalos are male prostitutes, not male strippers. Well, there you go. Because why would we call them male strippers if they already have a given name? I mean, like, what is a regular stripper? A regular stripper isn't a prostitute. He is not a gag character. He is a cartoon character. Gag characters are specifically made to make fun of things. SpongeBob was made for entertainment purposes, and he just happened to have abilities that pretty much go, but they all have limits. Yeah, Rayman would destroy SpongeBob. Yeah, Rayman would destroy SpongeBob, like, instantaneously. Oh, SpongeBob versus Luffy. Yeah, Luffy would destroy SpongeBob. However, the only thing is, the only way Luffy could really fight SpongeBob is under the sea. So, technically, he doesn't even have to move. All he has to do is just stay in the water, and it's just a stalemate. On Twitter, someone found an actual, for real vibrator in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Okay. I don't see why they wouldn't be in the game. Honestly, kill characters in Death Battle apparently not gonna happen. Why do you say it like it's actually not gonna happen? Why? Why is that just instantly a thing that's not gonna happen? What? You have a thing against people wearing tight clothing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry how insecure you happen to be. Who do you like better, SpongeBob or Squidward? SpongeBob, because Squidward is not my type of character that I happen to like. Pretty straightforward. We know Krona versus Ryuko happens. When? Where? Who told you that? Is that a thing? I want to see that fight. That seems interesting. You do you, Evan. You do you. You two would eat them off the platform. For doing what? They haven't yeeted us off the platform for anything else that we've done. It's... Where are the tits? Where are the... It is two people fighting each other in scantily clad clothing. How is that weird? We literally had a scene where a guy is just ripping off his shirt, and we made it look as sexy as possible in a fucking clip. We're not scared of that. And for you to think that we're scared of that is actually pretty damning. Chance of getting into Death Battle, just need to match them to someone else. Apocalypse versus Doomsday. I don't know. I don't think Luffy can beat Kaido, at least not yet. No, fuck no. It's probably gonna happen, but not now. No, fuck no. I thought parody characters are the one who make fun of certain stuff. Parody characters are an oversimplification of a genre and making fun of that genre. In a sense, a gag character is literally only by its conception limited to the creativity of the creator itself. Where if it wants the character to do something, it can. But in Saitama's case, he is a parody character because his power does have rules. He isn't strong because the writer says he is strong in the verse itself. He is strong because his ability is to be strong. Which in of itself is broken, but it's broken in his universe sense. While a Raleigh in any universe can be broken. Real bad for reviews. Is Death Battle child friendly or is it for chads? It's for literally anyone who doesn't care about blood, gore, and any kind of other themes that we're going through. It's we're not Smash Brothers. We actually did have Mai in a goddamn Death Battle. Alright? We're not for good little boys and girls. They're all for boys and girls who don't give a shit. Like Carnage. If that character has some scantily clad clothing, great. All the better to slice over their stomach with, because they're not protecting it. By the end credits of All Might vs. My Guy, Corona vs. Venom or Carnage is meh, and returning one guy to so there's just Corona vs. Ryuko. Alright. Well, there's that for you, I guess. Flawless logic. I'm gonna raise your speculation and double you up of what if it's none of those characters and it's actually another character that we found to be way more appropriate. You ever thought about that shit? Gray not being shirtless would against the laws of nature. Same with Ryuko then. Her not going scantily clad when transforming would also be going against the laws of her nature. Or at least her nature of her power output. What's Chad's character? Who is the most Chad character I know in anime? Escanor. Like, straight up. There are a lot of death battles where very revealing characters. They even did an episode featuring Felicia and Darkstalkers. There was an episode where we literally had two females flash their tits at one another only because one of them had a move and the other one wanted to outdo that one's move by outshining her with her huge ass breasts. How the fuck do you think we're not gonna use Ryuko? Versus Felicia. You ever watch Bakugan Battle Brawlers? Yes, I have, and have not watched it for an extremely long period of time, and probably never will try to watch it again. Okay. I think this is about done. I understand it, funny book, but I understand it. Can you explain? It's just you're just a dude who flaunts your overarching abilities on one another because you know you're not just a boaster. You're a boaster who can back up your boast with actual feasible evidence of your claims. Escanor is a Chad because he not only can he talk down to you, he can prove why he can talk down to you. Sora versus Dragon Quest XI hero. Sora would destroy Steven versus Deku. Seems like a fun fight. Steven versus Deku is a fun fight, which I see Steven actually having a good time fighting Deku on. It's confirmed that a Marvel symbiote named Sheik is going to be in Venom 2. Neat. Monkey D. Luffy versus Monkey D. Dragon. That's a fight. Thinking about it, let's go and Kirito. We're in the Spirit event, so there's hope for River City Girls and Smash Brothers. You can't go. You can't go to the agency because of quarantine. Yeah, it's time to end it. Yeah, it's time to wrap things up. I think we've gotten done with the initial topic, literally 3 seconds when I jumped into this stream, and then, as per usual, you keep throwing death battle ideas at me, and I try to answer them as honestly and as discreetly amongst my contract as possible. So, yeah, I think it's about time we end things. I need to get back to drawing, and if you have not been on my DeviantArt page, I highly recommend going there because I am now currently doing 70 characters from many different animes and shows to heighten my ability of coloring and drawing in characters. And right now, I have done exactly 8 characters, going from Zone 10, Megumin, Hekapu, Lapis Lazuli, Android 18, Ryuko Matoi, Jolene Kujo, and Ruby Rose. And I will be releasing a new girl every single day for the rest of the 60-something days I have left of these characters. So if you want to see me draw characters from different types of shows and animes in my style, please head over to my Discord. They're pretty cool. It's called Anime One Night Stands. It is just a thing where if you had to have a one-night stand with this character, what would they say and before the actual act would occur? It's a fun thing that my friend Will had me do a long time ago, and I'm just now able to put color into them. And I highly recommend giving them a watch because I am getting better and better by the girl. I think Boa Hancock and Boa Hancock and hold on. Boa Hancock, Jolene are my favorites so far. And Monica. Monica is definitely one of my favorites in forms of what I did. So, and yes, I believe Esdeath vs. Gray was good. On my personal thing. I'm probably not going to do Asuka. Maybe not. Probably not, no. So, in any case, hope you have a good day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.